Andrea from the team at We Love Baking. Today I'm going to share with you how to make some baked chocolate hazelnut donuts. Let's get baking. So these donuts are so easy to make. They come together in under half an hour and they are just delicious. Now we're going to start with the donuts first. In a bowl I'm going to put together my dry ingredients. So I have some plain flour, some cocoa powder, some baking powder and some bicarbonate of soda, salt, and finally some sugar, of course. Now today I am using Tate & Lyle's soft brown sugar, just because I find soft brown works so nicely with chocolate. The kind of caramelly notes in the sugar complements the chocolate cocoa flavour so well. So directly into my mixing bowl I am going to weigh out my sugar. The reason I like using Tate & Lyle sugars is because their sugar is made from sugar cane, and what that means is you're not going to get any bitter aftertaste in your bakes, in your desserts, which is obviously really important. We want it sweet and not bitter, so it gives you a really lovely sweet rounded flavour and not a bitter earthy aftertaste. So that's my dry ingredients all in here. I'm going to give it a quick whisk together, and that is all the dry ingredients sorted. Once your dry ingredients are all whisked together, we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to go on to our wet ingredients. So into my jug I'm going to put in my wet ingredients. I have some milk, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla. To that I'm also going to add some chocolate hazelnut spread. All this is going to get whisked together. Once this mixture is all done, we're going to add in our final wet ingredient, and that is butter. Now my butter has been melted, and that's going to help it blend much better with the wet ingredients. So while I'm pouring, I'm going to whisk it in, as you can see, and that's going to help it stop clumping as it hits the colder ingredients like the milk and the egg, and it all mixes through really well. So once everything has been completely blended, we are ready to put them together. So we're going to pour our wet ingredients into our dry, and then everything is going to get folded together. Now, while I have been making my cake mixture, I've had my oven on behind me. It's been preheating at 180 Celsius. And before I started putting this mixture together, I prepared my donut pan. Now, my donut pan, if you've not seen one, is a metal pan like you get cake tins, but it's got holes in it that are shaped like donuts. And I have greased each of these so that when the cakes are baked in them, they are really easy to release. So once your cake mixture is completely combined, it is time to put them into our donut pan. Now you can use a spoon and spoon it in, but I find that can be quite messy, so I'm going to use a piping bag today. So I've folded the top down, and that's going to give me a little lip, as you can see, for my hand to sit underneath so I can hold the bag open as I fill it. Ta-da! So I'm going to spoon my cake mixture into the bag. So once you've got your mixture in, we're going to pull the top off the bag over the rest of the mixture, gather it together and give it a twist. And that's going to stop any of your mixture coming out the top. So then we're going to snip the bottom of the bag off. So when you pipe your mixture into your tins, you want to make sure that you are only piping it about 2/3 the way full. And the reason for this is if you overfill your tins, as your cake rises during baking, it's going to close that hole up and you're not going to have a donut anymore. You're just going to have a cake with a bit of a dent in it. So don't overfill, because as it rises, it's going to puff up nicely and you're going to get a lovely donut shape. But if you overfill it, you won't have the donut hole anymore. So once you have finished piping, these are going straight into my hot oven and they're going to bake for about 8 to 10 minutes. So my donuts are baked. They took 9 minutes to bake, and once they were baked I left them in the tin for a couple of minutes just for the cake to firm up before I released them from the tin, and now I've left them to cool and they are ready to be decorated. So before I decorate them, I just wanted to show you one of my donuts. Now when they came out of the tin, they actually came out that way around. Now you can see the top of it sometimes gets a little bit of a crack or a little bit of a crust and it doesn't look as nice. So I like to flip it on the other side and decorate this side so this becomes my top instead, because I have a lovely smooth finish. Now, the decoration could not be simpler. It is literally 2 ingredients. I have here some warmed up chocolate hazelnut spread. You can see it's slightly runny, but it's lovely and smooth and beautiful. So all you have to do to decorate your donut is make sure your chocolate hazelnut spread is warm, grab a donut and turn it the top side facing straight in. Give it a bit of a wiggle to get the top of it well coated, and then very carefully lift it off, and you will see, if you just give it a bit of a twist, that it has coated the top of my donut perfectly. You can give it a little bit of a tap on the bottom, and that's just going to help the top of it smooth out a little. And then once you have coated your donut, all that's left to be done is to put a little sprinkle of some chopped hazelnuts on as well. That is our chocolate hazelnut donut finished. Aren't they beautiful? Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, and do let us know in the comments below if you make these too. Thanks for joining us today, friends. Happy baking.